Hey now, we're back with part 2 of my collection, like the roots and cards. And again, there's no order. You're gonna see stuff rare, not rare, but here we go. Not rare. Joe McCarty video. Let's focus that. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Again, Joe McCarty, government postcard. These are cheap. These are not rare. Lived a long time. Great signer. Hall of Famer. Not a Hall of Famer. I got this at incredibly cheap. His brother is Wes Farrell. Again, this is a government postcard from 1945. I don't think he'll ever make the Hall of Fame. I think everyone from his era committee is done and over with. Next, let's see, a Burleigh Grimes signed check. These aren't rare. Actually, this one's a little bit more rare only because most of the checks that are out there are modern checks, like 80s, and they have cancellations. This is obviously a 1946 checks canceled to death, but the signature itself is vintage, which is what I like. What do we have next here? Again, another Negro Leaguer, Webster McDonald, whatever, SGC. Again, put a little stuff in it. If you Google him, I mean, I don't think he'll make the Hall of Fame even as a Negro Leaguer, but he they said he really didn't try hard enough. But again, his stats are like against Major League Hall of Famers were great. So they say he was one of the greatest pitchers, even though it's not, probably won't make it. Next, Goose Goslin. Again, for some reason, I had trouble finding him as a government postcard. We talked a video already how his wife would sign a lot of autographs for him. So the first one I ever bought, I got duped in, was a wife's signature. I upgraded it. I got him on an index card, but I wanted a dated card, dated postcard. So we got one from, I can't even tell, but this guy's a famous, there's a lot of sicko government postcards out there, and that's one of them. And I know it's good, just because I studied the autographs. Moving on, here's a guy that I think we'll get in sooner rather than later. Kurt Flood. Signed check from 1993. I recommend you go out and get him. He's just, you can read about him. He's like a modern day, I don't know who to compare him to. He's kind of like Marvin Miller and Jackie Robinson. Not Jackie Robinson, I don't want to go that far, but a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to go into his story. If you're a baseball fan, you know the story. So just for what he did off the field, I think he may get in almost as a pioneer. Next is Harry Dalton. I mean, if you read about the Orioles teams of the 60s and how good they were, this was the GM that put them all together. This is this is his employee pass, and he signed it on the back. Look at that. That's kind of cool, actually. I kind of like that. It's fun. Talk about rare autographs of people I thought was getting the Hall of Fame. What a letdown. Here's Bad Bill Dolan. I mean, tough autograph. He was the last living member of the 1905 Giants that won the World Series, I believe. But, I mean, everyone thought this guy was a lock for the Hall of Fame. He missed it by a couple of votes each and every time. And Sabre, if they pushed for one guy, it was this guy to get in. And he didn't get in. And I don't think I overpaid at the time. I'm sure if his autograph comes today, it's still an expensive autograph, but it probably won't be what I paid for it. Next up, this guy is really tough. This is Tim Lynch. He was president of the National League. He was an umpire. But, I mean, this guy's at the 1946 honor roll that we talked about. I'm trying to collect the honor roll guys. I've only seen one autograph ever of this guy, and that's it right there. Oh, here we go. Here's another Bob Howsam autograph. Again, this was the first one I bought. I think this guy's going to get in the Hall of Fame. As you can see right here, in 2002, he was on the ticket stub. I think someone just got it signed, probably at a game. Here's one I want to upgrade, a Zach Wheat signed check. Just because the cancellation marks are in there, it's not a terribly rare. Terribly rare. Bill and Mike will appreciate this. Yes, the Sam Thompson. We know of 4 of them now. This is one of them. This is the only one I know of, though, that was actually canceled. Oddly enough, all other 3 were not canceled. This one it was mailed, obviously, you can see in Detroit. It's got the cancellation marks. I don't know why. Another really rare guy, probably more rare now than George Wright, is his brother, Harry Wright. And again, this guy, these scorecards, when you zoom them up, they look beautiful, but up close, they're like really small, really faded. I like this because it features the Detroit Wolverines versus New York. Look at that Old House Radburn, possible autograph on here. Some really old names on here also. Look at Ned Hanlon. I mean, this is all in his handwriting. The autograph, honestly, is not that great. The fact it's in pencil helps. Doesn't fade as much. What's this? Oh, this is a sign of, again, not rare. I actually bought it for his brother. It was a lot of Lloyd Wayner and Paul Wayner. Yeah, but it's dated July 1969 on his just personal stuff writing. Speaking of Negro Leaguers, I bought this a long time ago. I just thought it was cool. It's one of these upper deck sheets. We talked about this. Let me zoom out a little. We talked about these before. It was just the fact that there's not a lot. I mean, I don't know. I just like how it looks. It's signed like by Piper Davis. You got Buck Leonard up here, Hall of Famer Verdell. He probably won't make it. Buck O'Neil just got in, obviously. You flip it around. There's some more guys on here. Andy Porter probably won't make it. You got Henry Kimbo up here. Bill Wright must have just died right after this came out. Not when it came out, but before he got signed. So a local promoter brought in a lot of Negro Leaguers. I want to try and clean this up a little. Brought in a lot of Negro Leaguers, and he's got a ton of stuff. And you still can find some of these stuff out there. This is kind of cool. This is John Fetzer, who actually missed the Hall of Fame by 1 vote, and Jim Campbell, who was the GM of the 68 and 84 Tigers. Probably won't get in. This is Jim Campbell's actually contract, I think, for the 1983 season. So that's kind of cool. Again, I don't think this guy will get in. He's on the 1946 honor roll as Arthur Soden. If you read Ron's book, it's actually right behind me right here. Of course, I keep a copy like it's the Bible behind me. This is stock certificate from the Boston. I don't think it's the Boston, maybe Boston Braves. I don't know. This is actually increased in value. It's from 1879, as you can see. I got this at the National in 2019. I was like really excited to pick it up. I got it for a steal compared to what everything else goes for online. Another owner, actually a lot of his stuff just came out. He was fairly rare before, is John Brush. This again dated 1891. This is stock certificate for when he owned the team. This is when he owned the Cincinnati team for Cincinnati Baseball Club, even before he owned the Giants. Again, another honor roll guy. Just a really weird, unique signature. Look at that. I don't know what this looks like. Smudge. Here's another guy. He comes up on the Veterans Committee from time to time. I don't know why I bought it, but I did. Phil Wrigley, obviously at Wrigley Field. It's on letterhead. It's dated. Not terribly rare. I don't think he'll ever get in, but it's worth a shot. Speaking of owners who I thought had a shot to get in, was Sam Breeden right here. The Gas House game, he was the owner, and he'll put that together. He may be even number 2 all time in wins behind Rupert, for most wins as an owner. And I thought he would get in. I really did. And he hasn't got in yet. I think all those players' times that have passed, I don't think they'll ever get in. Steve Garvey, he was at a free signing. So 2 Franco State, Steve Garvey. Again, I don't think he'll ever get in. Maybe he will. I know he was good, but not great. So, it's not here. I bought this. This is Bill McGowan. It's funny. Bill McGowan, we'll talk about him one day. Hopefully we'll get there. He's got 2 very distinct, very different types of autographs. This is his earlier, not as nice autograph, Bill McGowan. I bought this. I think this is one of the earliest autographs, if not the earliest autograph of him known. Let's see what's next here. One I want to upgrade here. It's really beat down, is this Herb Pinnock autograph. I don't want to spend too much time in it. On it, take that back. Yeah, he's on my upgrade list. Looking for a signed check. If anyone has one laying around, I'll take it as a care package. Free autograph at the 1997 National. Herb score. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Here's another guy on the honor roll. Charles Ebbets right here. Signed contract. I don't even know what the contract's for. I guess it doesn't even matter for that. Cheney and Schultz. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. I mean, most autographs you're going to see by him are C.E. Ebbets. You're going to see a few beautiful Charles Ebbets on letterhead, but so watch out. His son signed a lot of times for him. What do we have next? 2 Hall of Famers. Again, this is just, I think this is San Diego. Yeah, it's a San Diego uniform contract. But we have not a Bucky Harris, a full Stanley Harris. I love when they get the full names. We also have Ralph Kiner here. 2 not hard names. I mean, Ralph Kiner was around for a long time. He did a lot of shows. But Kiner, yeah. This is the second baseball autograph I ever got. Yeah, this has been here for a while. Look at this. It's all sticky and sticking too. There. To Frank, good luck, Harmon Killebrew. Yeah. So, here's another one. This guy... Again, we talked about before with Harry Davis, with the GM. This guy was the vice president of the Orioles at the same time, Hank Peters. Signed business card. I picked this up for $5. I don't think it's even worth it. I'm not saying it's going to get in the Hall of Fame, but... another guy. GM of the Baltimore Orioles. He's really actually more known for being the GM of the Mets teams of the 86. And that's Frank Cashin. And again, I think these guys are going to get in. I'm really focusing my time now on non-players. This is one of the guys I'm focusing on. And I had just a cut of him. I didn't like it. A lot of the autographs you're going to see of this guy are just signed Frank. You're not going to see the full Frank Cashin name that often. Oh, look, yet another me and another Hall of Famer. To Frank, best wishes to a great baseball fan. Nice meeting you and hanging out. Goose Gossage, Hall of Fame. He dated it. So, here's a rare run. Lou Gehrig. And what's really cool, what makes this really rare, and I did an unboxing video. Remember, the only time I've ever done an unboxing video. It is endorsed, and the stamp's pretty much gone. Oh, it's on the reverse. It is a government postcard. And these were not in vogue yet when he signed it. By the time they started becoming popular, obviously he was in no condition to sign and passed away. I mean, everyone knows the history. Another guy I think maybe can get in. Chubb Feeney, Charles Feeney. This is time on the Giants. It's on Giants letterhead back here. Will he get in? I don't know. But he's on my list. I had to get him. Here's someone I think will get in sooner rather than later, and that's Joan Payson. I actually have 2 autographs of hers. This is the first one. Not the nicest, but she's like terribly rare. She was the first female ever to buy a baseball club. She was like president when they won the 1969 World Series. She was like instrumental in putting that team together. And you can read about her. I think if they put another female into the Hall of Fame next, it's going to be Joan Payson. So, and it's like, actually it's a Mrs. C. Her husband was Charles Payson. Very rich, very wealthy, obviously. It's a signed ticket stub. I don't think anything happened on April 18th, 1973 is significance. I actually sent this to Beckett, and they had nothing on file for her. I had to go to JSA before I can get an authentication. I knew it was real, but it's just really tough. Now, I'll show you what's really cool. And if she gets in, this is going to be really valuable. I think it'll be really valuable. So this is her autograph, Crappy. This is a full Joan Whitney Payson autograph. Like, I've never seen anything else like this. It's dated 1947. Even if you see this stuff out there, and she is really rare, given how recently she died, it wasn't collected, you're not going to see any full name autographs. I think this is like the full and only known full name autograph. It's the only one that I've ever seen. It was a COVID pickup. Dazzy Vance signed, I don't know if this is a government postcard necessarily. I don't know what this is. It's beautiful. I'll tell you that. Look at that. It's like really sharp. It's dated 1939. This was part of the Bill Madden collection. He sold Bill Madden. He was, again, you can see he's a Spink Award winner. He had a lot of Hall of Famers. I picked up a couple of them during his time. Oh, this is another rare run. This is a 10 out of 10. I got a couple 10s out of 10. Here's a Miller Huggins. You're going to see a lot of MJ Huggins signed autographs. I was always looking for a stock certificate, like the actual stock certificate or the receipt. This is actually the receipt of it. But still, he signed these. They're out there. They're just like, he's tough enough as it is. He died very young. He was the Babe Ruth manager. Getting long-winded. But just a really rare autograph, let alone rare full-name autograph. About the only way you're going to see it is on these legal documents. Another 10 out of 10 autograph is coming right now. And I got to get 8 out of 10. There's 2 of them right here. So this is from 1924. This was All Seas Nation. These are some of the Giants that were on there. Dave Bancroft, not rare. John McGraw. And I'm actually looking to upgrade it because of the fact that I want a single John McGraw, but right below him is a beautiful Hugh Jennings autograph. And like, this is, we'll get into Hugh Jennings. There's a lot of controversy about it. This is really what you want to see. I got another Hall of Famer, Frank Frisch, a real vintage sign autograph. Look how nice that is. Heine Groh is a pretty great player in itself also. Still with me, guys? I hope so. We're at the 15-minute mark of this part. Ed Roush, check. Not exciting, not rare. Another guy who I thought was going to get in, I'm thinking less and less, is August Busch. Again, the owner of the Cardinals. Beautiful letterhead. He got in on he owned the team during the 1960s, 67, 68. I mean, long-time owner. Again, if they put the owners in, he'll be on the short list, I think. Here's a 10 out of 10 rarity autograph, Albert Spalding. This came out of, obviously, the signed book, America's National Game. This was another COVID pickup on eBay. I got it incredibly cheap. I donated the book to a library. This fell right out of the book, and I really just wanted the autograph. The book could be in better hands. So donated that. I got a couple of these. Here's a Branch Rickey signed contract. Again, not terribly rare. I'm sure you've all seen these. Morgan Bulkeley. We talked about this in the autograph analysis. Checks are fairly rare. This is the only check I've ever seen of his without the cancellation marks, though, inside it. Usually the cancellations go right through that. So I may sell it one day. I don't know. I'm not going to open this up. You're going to have to watch my Cap Anson video. This is just, it's gorgeous. It's in here. You're going to have to trust me. I don't like taking it out. It's in plastic. It's very fragile, but it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous autograph of Cap Anson. Satchel Paige. I actually have a couple Satchel Paige autographs. I'm trying to sell this one, believe it or not, if anyone wants to make an offer. This was when he came back for the Kansas City Royals or Athletics. I think Athletics in 1965. He was on the team, and this is like one of the last series he played in, and he signed the program Satchel Paige. It really is a nice, beautiful, simple autograph of his. Should we go to the third pile? Why not? Let's go to the third pile, see if we can knock these off. Negro Leaguers. Ted Page, look him up. Very good player. I don't want to say great, very good, but I don't know the Negro Leaguers. I'm trying to find them all that I can. That was even very good. He was shot and killed, I think, in 1984. Another rare Negro Leaguer, Bill Foster. This is, even though they say cut, we cut this. This is the only time I ever cut something on purpose. This was cut directly from his family Bible. So we couldn't keep the Bible. 3 of us bought it. I think I've spoken about the story before. Usually you just see like a W.H. Foster. It's very, very rare to see a full William H. Foster. I think the only reason why he did that is because it was like about his wedding and his wife is like right before, like right below there. So again, I think that's another 10 out of 10 autograph. Here's one, Bill Bird. Again, not rare. He lived a long life, Negro Leaguer. He was on the 2006 list, so I got him. Not terribly rare. Here's another government postcard, a Red Faber. Again, this took me tough to find. There's not a lot of government postcards for some reason in Faber. I have a, like I said, it's kind of cut, but it's definitely a postcard. I think, yeah, PSA still called it a postcard, so it wasn't expensive. These are out there. They just came out recently. Charles Gehringer checks. These were like impossible, and then the family released a ton of them. There's still a couple hundred to get one. Real quickly here, we'll run through some Travis Jackson again, just because it's a government postcard. The slab is just icing on the cake. I didn't mean to get it. Al Barlick check, not rare at all. Johnny Mize check, I think I paid $5 for. Here's one I really on my upgrade list is Joe Gordon. There's other ones out there. There's a very famous Tris Speaker autograph. A lot of them are signed the Cleveland Indians and postcards this year. Other coaches. And Tris Speaker was a coach. Joe Gordon was a coach. The Tris Speaker, you've seen it. He's standing up. He's holding a bat. And they were very good about signing these. So that's what makes the Tris Speaker not as rare and the Joe Gordon not as rare. So, again, it's on an upgrade list because it doesn't have a full name. Here's another guy I think is going to get in the Hall of Fame. One Day, Buzzy Bavasi. You can Google him. Again, this is the full check of his. You don't see the full name. I forgot his first name. It's not Buzzy. But he signed most of his stuff Buzz or Buzzy. For the longest time, I was looking for something official, legal, a name that we signed his full name, and this was it. It happened to be paid to Ernie Banks, who, yes, did endorse the back of the check. Here's one, not rare at all. Rube Marquardt, just government postcard. Picked it up. I think I have a couple of Rube. Not rare at all. Earl Combs, I did an autograph analysis. Again, not rare at all. Check. Here's another Negro Leaguer. You could argue underrated, Quincy Troop. I think he made it up all the way to the Indians. One of the greatest catchers ever to play in the Negro Leagues. So, I mean, look him up. That's not in the Hall of Fame. He wrote a book. I forgot what the name of the book is. He definitely wrote a book. But, yeah, government postcard. It came in PSA. I didn't do it. This is interesting. This guy, I think, has got a shot to get in. And another Negro Leaguer, Sam Bankhead. His brother, Dan, I think was the first African-American pitcher in baseball. I'm pretty sure that's true. Anyways, back to that Pittsburgh Courier poll I was talking about. This guy was the first ballot on the poll. So, I mean, I think he'll get in. I hope he'll get in. It's just an index card. But again, you don't see them that often. You really don't see these Negro Leaguers. People are hoarding them. Sticking together. Not Billy Martin. Again, we all know about Billy Martin. I don't know if he'll get in, but it was a government postcard. It was under $100. I couldn't pass up. It was too cheap. Again, another government postcard. Al Simmons. I don't know. He's probably started right Philadelphia. I bet he was because he played for Philadelphia. Guess maybe he changed his mind. I don't know what he was thinking. Again, government postcard. Let's see, 1949. I see another government postcard coming up here. Who's this? Ah, yes, Elmer Flick. Again, not a rare autograph. He was very. It's funny. I find a lot of autographs of him, but not a lot of government postcards of his. So. I don't know. Here we go. I don't know when. Anyways, I mean, it's always cool to get his stuff. He was really good about writing stuff in them. So, with pleasure, autograph my name for you, Elmer Flick, 86 years old, something 4 years with Phillies, 9 year with Cleveland. Not a government. Oh, I got it. This is definitely on my upgrade list. Larry Lajoie. Again, it's just an index card. He's expensive. He's gotten really expensive lately. So. I got that a long time ago, not rare at all. Jesse Haynes autograph. I think I gave away my extra one at the National one year. This was an upgrade for me. Home Run Baker, government postcard. I don't know what year this was. I can't tell, but it's government postcard. Oh, 1960. Well, no, that's when he died. So, but just a beautiful Jay Franklin, a nice inscription and everything. He has a beautiful autograph until he had a stroke. You can look at the autograph analysis of that. Here's another guy. I thought maybe he had an outside shot, Dr. Bobby Brown. You can read about him. Good player. I think he was the general manager or president of the Yankees as well. Government postcard. No, I think he was president of the American League now that I think about it. But anyways, probably won't get in. Hall of very good. Hooks Doss. Great trivia question about Hooks Doss. He is the all-time winningest pitcher of the Detroit Tigers. Not Justin Verlander. Maybe he'll come back or anyone else. It's this guy, Hooks Doss. This was from a collection of this guy bought the Spalding collection. If you Google it on Heritage, ton of rare names in it. This was the least of them. But you don't see his autograph very often. Just being a Detroiter, I wanted to get it. Here's a guy, Bill Dineen. I think he threw the first pitcher ever of the World Series. I have to Google it. I don't know. Again, 1946 honor rolls guy. Not very rare. He lived a nice long life. Here's another government postcard I bought cheap of Beans Reardon. You may not know who he is, but you've seen his picture. Have you ever seen that Norman Rockwell photo of the umpires about calling for rain? They got the hand out. That's Beans Reardon that he was painting in that very famous photo. I know you've seen it. What's this? Oh, this was an upgrade I just got. Tony Lazzeri, sign check, just got a year ago. But yeah, so that's why the other Lazzeri is for sale. I got this at a really good deal. Yeah, there's cancellation marks right there. Wasn't too thrilled about that, but for the price, I wasn't gonna say no. Dave Bancroft, again, not rare at all. I just this is the vintage signature from 1921. There's a couple of these out there. There's tougher ones like John McGraw signed this, but this one. Obviously not that rare, Sonny. I think it was a Jim Stinson pickup. Bill Clem. Again, this one's on my autograph upgrade list. Dean of Umpires. Beautiful autograph. Unfortunately, I just don't like the medium of it. Again, it's tough. Bill Kerrigan. Again, I think he was the umpire. He was something to do with the 1903 Red Sox. Maybe he was the manager. He's on the honor roll as well. Not tough at all. This is, I don't know if it's government postcard or not. It was cut, but you could definitely see the date and see the cancellations. Like I say, it's not getting in the Hall of Fame. I'm not looking to upgrade. Max Carey, check. I mean, not rare. This is interesting. I don't know why I keep this in here. Should we open the envelope and see what's in here? Let's open the envelope. See what I win. I know what I win, but we're going to tell. Barry Bonds. This goes with the baseball. So, this kind of goes hand in hand with, you can look at the video I did a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, about his autograph analysis. This came with the baseball. A lot of people have sold this off separately. Obviously, I wouldn't do that. I want to keep it together in case for some whatever reason I sell the baseball. Maybe he gets in the Hall of Fame, does a show, and I can upgrade. Getting towards the end, finally. Government postcard to Satchel Paige. That's why the other one's for sale. I was trying to upgrade him for a long time. I know. Again, with the Negro Leaguers coming in, he's getting more valuable. A lot of people have that signed Springfield Cardinals card. They're all real, but just not terribly rare. Bullet Bill Wright. Signed Ron Lewis, Negro League. Not rare. He may get in. I doubt it. Here was a guy. God, I had to get this authenticated. It's Jack Glasscock. I don't know if I bring it closer, you could see it or not. It's not the best. I mean, I got this really cheap. I got it authenticated. I mean, Pebbly Jack is what his name was. I thought when they were going to put these old inductees in, he had a shot at it. I don't know if he's going to get in now. Okay, we're getting towards the end. Let's see, Fox. Nelly Fox, signed check. Speaking of signed checks, this thing is huge. Gabby Hartnett, signed check. I like the checks because it's real legal name Charles Hartlett. I mean, Gabby is not rare. And last but not least, I saved a good one. I've done it before. This is one of those they considered impossible, not impossible. He got in 2006 with the Negro Leaguers, but he was white, and that is Mr. J.L. Wilkinson. So, listen, I hope you watched. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a couple of things to pick up. So, I guess that's all I got. Let me know your thoughts. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I can do other tours of other things. This is like the really rare stuff. So, as always, thank you for watching and keep collecting.